And welcome to the Grant Center for today's women's basketball action between the Greensboro College Pride and the Averett University Cougars. I'm your host, Joseph Swanson, joined today with Ja'Cory Burley. Welcome, Ja'Cory.
How you doing, Joseph? How you doing, Joseph? How you doing? Good to be here. Great day to be in the Grant Center. Watch the ladies put on the showcase.
You're right. Great day. Special event today as we're recognizing Greensboro coach Randy Tuggle, who's battling pancreatic cancer today. So you see a lot of purple in the arena today. That's what that's for, as both teams electing with the conference today to go. It's a Tuggle Strong event to bring awareness to pancreatic cancer. So shout out to Coach Tuggle, who's going through quite the battle, but tough man as he's at practice and games all the time. So pride.
Yep, and that's always good to see, just fighting through that team morale, being around his team and being around his, the pride will definitely help him in that battle. Tonight we have the Cougars, and like you said, the purple all over the gym is looking very well today.
You're right, and definitely a battle between Averett and Greensboro as two top contenders in the USA South. Both coming in right now, third and fourth in the conference. Averett with a 7-3 overall record in conference play, and Greensboro 7-4. Averett 13-6 on the year. Greensboro 10-8. Greensboro did get the better of the Cougars earlier in the year at Greensboro, winning 71-53 right before the break. Both teams split the series last year. Greensboro winning at home, Averett winning a big home game at the end of the year here that helped propel them to the East Division Championship last year, as Greensboro was the front runner throughout most of the year. So definitely a rivalry here between both of those teams. As you can see, Greensboro, both teams getting ready to. We got about 40 seconds left on the clock before we do the national anthem, but. Greensboro definitely with the bench advantage over the Cougars, as I believe Averett's going to have 10 suited up today. But very strong group. We'll go over the starters when we come back after the national anthem. We're going to have a brief recognition of. We'll have an announcement about Tuggle Strong Day today going on in the background. But should be a great game here today between the Cougars and the Pride.
And it definitely will. You have, like you said earlier, you have two great benches, two solid teams battling for their top spot. So both teams will bring intensity to today's game here in the Grant Center.
You're right. We're going to take a brief break. When we come back, we'll have the starting lineups. Hey, welcome back as we just finished the national anthem here at the Grant Center. Getting ready to announce the starters for today's game. We'll start out with Greensboro. Be a sophomore guard from Montgomery, Alabama at 5'4", number 1, Ashley Free. She'll be joined by a senior guard out of Mount Pleasant, North Carolina, number 5'8", number 5, Katie Lewis. At guard, a junior 5'9" out of Chesapeake, Virginia, number 14, Sabria Joseph. And we're going to have a junior guard, 5'3", out of Virginia Beach, Virginia, Shayasia Daly, number 21. And then lastly, number 24, junior 5'8" forward out of New Bern, North Carolina, Diasia Hickson. And then Ja'Cory will let you know about the starters here for the Cougars as we're getting ready to announce those.
All right, and for the Cougars, we have starting number 3, Genesis Waiters, sophomore guard out of Moncks Corner, South Carolina. We have number 11, senior Raven Johnson, forward out of from Potomac, out of Maryland. We have number 20, Kiara Smith, here locally here from Danville. Number 23, Courtney Scott from Hopewell, Virginia, and number 24, Brooke Carthon from Atlanta, Georgia.
Good matchup tonight as those of you tuning in, Brooke Carthon, now 4th all-time on the all-time scoring list, past Shannon Yop the other day at home against Meredith. And then Cougars now with three players in double-digit scoring as Lunsford's not going to get the start today, but we'll see her off the bench shortly, averaging 10.7 a game. Courtney Scott, freshman, coming in at 10.4. Averaging 3.4 assists, so great play out of her. And then, as we mentioned, Carthon, 13.8. And switching over to Greensboro, the Greensboro starters, you got Ashley Free, who's come on late. She's averaging 14, almost 15 points a game in 30 minutes. And then, of course, Katie Lewis, who's been a staple in their starting lineup for several years, averaging 13.3 with just over 4.5 rebounds. And then Diasia Hickson, just 8 points a game, or just at 8 points a game and almost 7 rebounds. So close to a close to a double-double for her. And then, of course, you've got Shayasia Daly, who's averaging over 4 assists. So look for her to distribute the ball today as we're getting ready to take the opening tip-off here.
Yeah. And the key to those key players, I want to talk about Brooke Carthon and players like Katie Lewis. Those players, consistency over the years, like you said. Katie Lewis has been playing for the Pride for several years here going on. Brooke Carthon's been here a senior year. Raven Johnson, those players, they bring consistency and leadership to the floor that ultimately helps their team win the game.
Greensboro, 3 juniors, a sophomore and a senior in the lineup. Averett will counter with freshmen, 3 seniors and a sophomore. Opening jump, ready to go up. Tip back, pulled in by Scott. She'll get it up to Smith. Smith will drive the lane, lay it off the backboard and in. Averett will go up 2-0 early.
And great awareness by Kiara Smith and freshman Courtney Scott, just getting their hands in and stealing the ball away early on to swing the momentum for the Cougars.
As that will be tipped out off Carthon. Carthon arguing that it went off Lewis, but from our vantage point, it looked like Carthon got her hand on that ball. Lewis will pass it in here for the Pride. Comes into Daly. Daly calling out the offense. Looking to go inside. She'll swing it over out to Lewis. Lewis will drive, put up a jumper. And that will clank off iron and in. Good-looking jumper there by Lewis. Looked like Wieters almost got a piece of that, but Lewis managed to put it up over the 6-foot frame. Carthon will tip that back out. Scott now with the ball. She'll drive. Passes inside to Johnson. She'll move around, puts it up off the backboard and in.
Yeah, and that was a good move down low by Raven Johnson. Veteran. That was a veteran move. Great footwork on the play.
4-2 Averett early in this one. Cougars in a man-to-man defense. Swung out to Free. She'll kick it over to Daly. Daly will drive the lane, puts up a runner off iron, no good. Be chased down by, I believe, Hickson. Good job as she tipped that into the hands of Daly.
Yep,
good hustle play.
Great hustle play, great hustle play. And that bought the Prize some extra time.
They'll get a new 20-second shot clock, down to 9 currently. Inside pass to Lewis. She'll drive, Looked like that might have been fouled by Carthen, but he got away with it as she'll come down with the rebound. I don't know if they'll call that a block in the stats or not, as that will go inside of Wieters. She'll kick it over to Johnson for two. Great look there from Wieters as Coach Tuggle is going to call an early timeout. Figure things out on defense here, but if you're Coach Diop, a great start so far, managing to get the ball down into the post with Johnson coming up with 4 quick points.
Yep, and definitely just the experience from Raven Johnson. She's poised. She knows how to get looks for her teammates and get herself looks, so great execution by her.
I'm sure if you're Coach Diop right now, you're telling your team, keep up the intensity, keep looking inside, keep looking to put it up. Yep. And switching over here to Greensboro, it's probably more of front the post, keep the ball from coming in.
Yep. Excuse me, sorry. And definitely Raven Johnson is taking over. She's, like you said, creeping in those windows. She's getting in the lanes, and she's making it hard for the Pride to stop her.
Ball comes down. Over to Free. Looking over to Lewis. Little contact there. Lewis will drive the lane, puts a runner up and off. That will be pulled down by Johnson. Good job there by Johnson. Looks like Carthen might have got away with another foul there, potentially. As they come up to Carthen, she'll drive, puts up a runner off the lane and in.
And Carthen just does a great job of using her body. She knows the defenders are smaller. She has a size advantage. So she just uses her body, and the ref doesn't call it, so it's always great for her to get in position to make plays happen for her teammates.
As that will be a jumper there from Hickson. Good-looking shot. Pulled it up, fake, went left. 2 steps and nothing but net. Ball up now to Smith. Comes off the screen, puts up a 3. That will clank off iron, pulled down from Wieters. Scott will pull it in, drive the lane, puts up a runner, no good. She'll grab a rebound, and that will be a block by Hickson as she'll come down with it. Looking to push the pace, and looks like they're going to get a foul there on Johnson.
Yep, and that was a tough drive by Courtney Scott. She went in. I think from my angle, it kind of looked like there was kind of a foul there, but that was just tough for her to get in the inside and fight for the second chance point.
Another one of those 50-50 calls. You never know who initiates the contact, whether it's the offensive player or the defender. Probably 50-50 now because you probably could have called a foul earlier for Lewis down in the post with Carthen. So ball out to Lewis now on the wing. She'll kick it out to Free. Free will put up a jumper. Clanks off iron, pulled down by Wieters. Smith will look to put the tempo here. Kicks it over to Scott. Scott will put up a 3. That will clank off iron, pulled down by Hickson. Both teams not afraid to launch the 3-pointer.
Yep. And you want to get your shot going early, so you see both teams putting the ball in the air, just trying to get something knocked down to find some consistency later on in the game.
As that was a miss from 3-point range from Daly. Scott with the rebound. Averett calling out the offense. Carthen with the ball now. She looks to drive, crosses up, pulls up a jumper. Nothing but net. Great veteran shot there from Carthen as she got the step on the defender.
Yep.
As they'll push Greensboro push the tempo. Shot inside there by Joseph. That will be no good. Pulled down by the Cougars. Averett up 10-4 here with 6:10 remaining.
Yeah, and you have to commend Carthen. She's a great player. She can face you up and get the shot. She can drive the ball to the rack. She's fighting hard on the offensive and defensive rebound. So it's just a great player, all-around player to have.
As that will probably go down as an offensive foul there on Carthen, which it does. One of those tough plays as Scott got the ball tipped away and Carthen a little bit out of position as looks like Samantha Texan will check in now for the Cougars for her first action. Well, Shea Robinson will check in now for the Pride, number 32. Daly with the ball, passes it over to Hickson, out to Lewis. Lewis will drive, puts up a shot, nothing but net. Lewis is a jump shooter for the Pride.
Sorry, you see the veterans came to play today. They're here knocking down their go-to shots, getting to their spots and getting their looks and knocking them down.
Smith now with the ball. 2 subs getting ready to check in for the Pride. Over to Smith. She'll drive, puts up a runner. No good. Pulled down there by, I believe, Robinson. Free with the ball now for the Pride. She'll drive. Puts this nice pass there to Robinson as she's going to get fouled from behind by Kiera Smith. That's going to be the 3rd team foul now on the Cougars in the first quarter. None for the Pride as looks like Destiny Timberlake, number 20, and number 34. I believe Nichelle Jeffries will check in now for the Pride as that's going to put Robinson at the line now for 2 shots. First free throw attempts of the day for both teams. Her first shot will find nothing but net. 10-7 now. As we mentioned, 3-0 foul advantage here. Cougars up on the fouls, 3.
And we see the pride over here talking to the coaches, getting something together for after the free throw, so they can get some points going on early on here in the first quarter.
Second shot by Robinson is good. They'll pull within 2 of the Cougars now, 8-10. Smith now with the ball, looks to drive. Puts up a runner in the lane, off iron, no good. Tipped by Wieters, but it's going to be pulled down by the Pride as it comes up to Lewis. Looks inside to, I believe it was Timberlake. She'll miss it, grabs her rebound though. 3-point attempt here by Free. It's going to be off iron, pulled down there by Smith.
Yeah. And Kara Smith is she's another one of those veteran players that you just know she's going to give you the reliable points. She's kind of finding her groove here early on, putting up a couple shots. But overall, I feel like Kara Smith will have a great game today.
As Wieters will drive, puts up a runner in the lane, and that will find nothing but net. Neither team really able to connect early here from 3-point range, but a high percentage of shots in the paint have been successful. As that will come to Free, she'll drive, puts up a runner, tips away, no good. It's going to head out of bounds. And it looks like the possession's going to go to the Cougars.
And the Cougars, you see a lot of the Pride players hitting the floor today. The Cougars are coming out and they're playing aggressive. They're setting the tone for the rest of the game, and they're bearing down on defense.
As number 31, Danielle Armstrong, is going to check in now for the Pride. As we mentioned earlier in pregame, Cameron Lunsford, number 21, will check in for the Cougars. Typically a starter. Missed the past couple days for practice, but she is in the lineup now as she is a threat to score for Averett. As she'll get the ball now, calls out the offense. Very quick guard as she'll slash the lane, puts up a runner, no good. Tipped away by Wieters, and it's going to land out of bounds. Possession's going to stay, looks like, with the Cougars. They'll have 4 seconds on the shot clock now.
And Cameron Lunsford, she just plays with that confidence. She's young. She's a feisty player in a sense. She's just going to come out, get her buggers, and she's not going to do too much in between.
Ball comes into Johnson, over to Scott, and that will go down as a team turnover there with a shot clock violation. I don't know if the team knew if there were 4 seconds on the shot clock or not. Might have been just one of those that 2 more seconds they would have had an open look from 3 for Texan, but unable to benefit.
Definitely. And they have to come on the defensive end and just capitalize and stay home and get the ball back to the Cougars.
That'll be a 3-point attempt here by Timberlake. That won't hit anything, go out of bounds. I believe both teams have not hit a 3 yet.
And they've been just driving to the lane, getting the go-ahead buckets, if you will.
Lunsford with the ball over to Texan. She'll look to drive. Goes off her foot and out of bounds. Greensboro ball. Ball comes into Jeffries. Jeffries calling out the offense. Swings it over to Free. Looking inside to Robinson, but nothing there. As that will be a shot there by, I believe it was Jeffries. Off nothing, but pulled in by Raven Johnson as they'll get it up court quickly to Wieters. That will go down as 2 points for Wieters off the assist from Lunsford. Great look there by Lunsford to find her running the court.
Yep, and great vision. Just get the ball up court. You know you see a transition. And
as that's going to be stolen away by Scott. Lands in the hands of Lunsford. She'll drive the lane on Free. And it looks like they're going to get Free with a foul there on the body.
And great vision by Lunsford just to see the passing window, jump it, steal the ball, and create something for her team. She came in and gave valuable minutes for her team. And that's something you want from a player coming off the bench, coming into the game. You want them to make an immediate impact, and that's what Longford is doing.
As Kiara Smith will check in for Texan for the Cougars, as Greensboro will go back to their starting lineup, I believe, as Lewis, Day, Joseph, and Hickson all checked in, as the first shot from Lunsford finds the bottom of the net. Zenise Chambers getting ready to check in now for the Cougars. New rules now, unable to sub after the first free throw attempt. We'll have to wait for this to be a make from Lunsford as she sinks both, as Chambers will check in now for Wieters. Averett up 16-8. Daly with the ball now for the Pride, calling out the offense. Lewis will cut. Looks like they're trying to swing it to her. As she will, she'll run the baseline, gets it out. Good defense there by Lunsford. She'll swing it over to Hickson, back out top. I believe that's Joseph. She'll put up the 3 as it will be chased down. Good job there by Lewis to corral the rebound. She's defended by, I believe it was Lunsford, as that's going to be thrown away into the hands of Chambers. She'll come up with the steal. Almost stolen away there by Daly, but a good job there by Lunsford to maintain possession.
Yep, great awareness by her. She felt the player coming and she just got her hands down.
Under 2 minutes left now here in the first quarter. Scott with the ball. She'll look to drive. Good up fake. She'll put up a runner, and that will bounce off iron and in. Averett will take it 18-8 lead now. Daly pushes the tempo up top to Lewis, and that will go down as a reaching foul there by Lunsford. Not the foul you want there if you're Lunsford, as she is a pretty quick guard. I felt she probably could have shuffled her feet and stayed in front. I know if you're Coach Diop, those aren't the fouls you really want to give up in those situations.
You know, but it's early on in the game. You know, each player has to come in and get accustomed. Lunsford coming off the bench, she's just setting her feet. So I feel like there's just a little turnover, just a little bump in the road.
Lewis with the ball, gets out to Daly. She'll look to drive, cut off, stolen away there by Scott. If they were looking to go inside to Joseph, Scott will push the tempo, spin move in the lane. It looks like they're going to call her for a travel. One of those 50-50 calls. She might have shuffled the foot when she hit it with the second one, but good call there by the official, as it would be Pride ball.
Yeah, that was a great steal, great bucket. Unfortunately, she had the traveling call, which I don't all the way agree with, but you know, it's a 50-50 call like you said, but great transition bucket by her. Let's hope the Cougars can get it back.
As we had a jumper in the lane there from Lewis for 2. Gets it up top to Smith, as they're going to get a blocking call there. I believe that's on Joseph, Sabria Joseph. That will be her first foul. Team second, and that will put Kiera Smith at the line. As we mentioned on that previous possession there, good job there by Scott to read the back door to Joseph, and she was able to jump in front of the pass and take it coast to coast.
Yep.
As free throw attempt there by Smith will clank off iron, no good. Looks like Coach Tuggle arguing with the official. Something wrong with the scoreboard possibly, as Smith's second shot will go in. Free will check in now, as that will send Timberlake to the bench. 19-10 advantage for the Cougars. 4-2 fouls now, Averett. Tuggle asking the officials. Can't quite make out what he's trying to find out, though. Daly with the ball now. Over to Joseph, as that will go down as an offensive foul, or a defensive foul, excuse me, on Kiera Smith for the push. That will be her second here of the quarter, as her and Hickson were battling down low. That will be the 5th foul. Ball will come in to Hickson, defended by Johnson. Couldn't quite tell what happened down there in the corner, as looks like we're going to have a stoppage of play here. Looks like the officials are going to gather and discuss this one. Can't quite tell what happened here. I don't know if they're discussing the shot clock possibly, which is currently at 16. They might actually be discussing that was the 5th team foul of the quarter, so it should have been 2 free throws for Hickson. So I don't know if that's where the confusion comes. I originally questioned that one up here on the foul because it wasn't an offensive foul, so it was on the defensive end, so it should have been 2 shots. As looks like the official is going to be calling in the 2 coaches here, as Coach Abby Diop for the Cougars and Randy Tuggle will come to center court to discuss this one. They do elect to go to free throws here, as it should have been Deasia Hickson shooting here, as she will step to the line shooting 2 shots. I think that's what they're discussing, was that they had it wrong, as the first shot will go up and in. That was correct, the 15th foul of the quarter, which does result in 2 shots as the second shot's up here from Hickson. Clanks off iron, no good. Ball should go back to the Cougars if I had to guess, but no, it looks like they're going to give the ball back to Greensboro. I don't know what the call was here. Very interesting possession here.
With 50 seconds left here in the first quarter, let's just hope that the stoppage doesn't slow the game, momentum of the game for each team.
As the ball comes in here to Daly now. Averett up 19-11. Ball over to Lewis. Looking inside for Hickson. Good defense there by Johnson. As it will come into free. She'll look to drive the lane. Puts up a runner. Planks off iron and in. Good job there by Free. As that will come into Scott. Full court press now from the Pride. Comes up to Chambers. She'll be trapped. Gets it out to Lunsford. Good job there not to get trapped. Got the pass away just in time as the three-point attempt's up by Scott. Clanks off iron, no good. As that will be chased down by, I believe it was Joseph. As she pushes the tempo, tipped away from behind by Scott. Good hands there by the freshman to prevent the fast break there.
Yep. Active hands, playing past the lanes, making sure nothing comes in. And want to go back earlier to Denise Chambers earlier in the play where she just didn't get trapped. She refused to be trapped, slipped through the defense, and was able to get the pass off.
As that's going to be tipped away by Lunsford out. 14.4 on the game clock now. Averett up 19-13. You'd have to guess that Greensboro is going to hold this for one possession. Shot clock is off. Comes into Free. Looks inside to Hickson, but nothing. Coach Tuggle applauding his team to move. Puts jumper up by Lewis. Off iron, no good. Pulled down by Lunsford as she'll push the tempo. 3 on the clock. She'll put up a three-pointer with time winding down as that's going to land just off. Good job there by Lunsford to push the tempo. Got a good look from 3 with time winding down. But that's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter. Averett leading 19-13. We'll be back with second quarter action after this brief break.
If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Yeah, welcome back as we get ready to start the second quarter. Cougars are going to come out with Scott, Chambers, Johnson, Wieters, and Lunsford. Carthen will remain on the bench for the start of the second quarter, as the Pride will come out with Free, Daly, Hickson, Joseph, and Lewis. Lewis to inbound the ball here for the Pride.
And the Pride looking to come back in the second quarter and pick up the pace with score. They kind of got a great look late in the first quarter there, right before the buzzer sounded. And, they're just looking. Almost stolen there by Raven Johnson.
And Joseph will drive the lane, puts up a runner, no good. Pulled down by Hickson. She'll put up a shot, blocked by Wieters. Greensboro remains possession. Shot by Lewis, no good. Pulled down there by Chambers. As that will be tipped away from Chambers. As they're going to call that out. I think possession's going to stay with Averett. There's a good job there. I believe it was Joseph that tipped that away. And actually, no, the ball will go to the Pride.
Yeah. And that was a great play by Denise Chambers not to give up. They were both on the ground fighting for the ball. And she just wanted it more. She wanted more, got the ball. But ultimately it went to the Pride.
Second quarter has been the Achilles heel for the Cougars this year. Have struggled, a lot of teams to get back in, as that will put up a shot from Free and falling nothing but net. And have the press here from Greensboro. Comes into Johnson, back to Scott. She'll have 3 seconds to get it across. Does, up to Johnson. Goes back to Scott, 18 on the shot clock now. Cougars have played better in the second quarter as of late. Need a strong second quarter here, as that will be a runner there by Lunsford, off iron and in.
Yeah, and that's just a tough bucket by Lunsford. She seen the defenders were on their toes, so she decided to go ahead and push it, and she got a great floater there at the end.
Ball up to Joseph. She'll drive. Puts up a runner, off iron and good.
And that was a great job, though, by Raven Johnson, shuffling her feet. Not giving up the basket too easy, but great job just staying home.
As Lunsford will split two defenders there on the press. Up to Scott. She'll try to sneak one into Wieters. And that will be a tough break deflection there into the hands of Johnson, as she'll put it up for two. And that will go down as a foul there on Diasia Hickson. That will be her first, team's first of the half. That will put Johnson here at the line looking to convert the and one.
Ooh, and that's just a tough and one bucket there by Raven Johnson, just determined to get to the basket, and she will not be stopped.
As her shot will find nothing but net, as that will bring in Courtney Mitchell now for the Pride. Lucky break there by the Cougars, as Scott's pass to Wieters was deflected. Couldn't quite tell who it was. It might have been Joseph. Deflected, landed off the backboard and into the hands of Johnson, who laid it up and in.
And that was just a great heads-up play by Johnson to see the ball and cut to the basket. And
3-point attempt by Lewis now, clanks off iron, as that will be pulled down by Joseph. Runner by Daly, no good. As that's going to be fought for by Lunsford, and I believe it's Mitchell who just came in. Possession arrow goes to the Cougars. Averett getting out rebounded right now as the Pride really attacking the boards, wanting it more. Ball will come into Lunsford. She'll be pressed by Daly, looking to trap over to Scott. She'll push the tempo up ahead to Wieters. Wieters will turn, as she'll get called for the travel, as she looked like she was trying to kick it over there to Chambers, but took one too many steps.
Yep. And she had a great vision. She wanted to get the ball fake to the right and she get it back to the trailer that was coming up court. Great decision, but ultimately the ref got the last say so.
Inside of Free, she'll put up a jumper, no good. Pulled down by Wieters, one arm. It's one of those catches in football you applaud right there with the defender on you. But good job there by Wieters to maintain that one.
Yep, definitely Randy Moss type of catch. Odell Beckham, those guys.
As Carthen's looking to check in now for the Cougars. Over to Chambers. She looked to put up a three. Good defense there by Lewis. As Lunsford will drive the lane. She'll go to the line now. It looks like they're going to get Free called for her second foul, second of the quarter. For the Pride, as that will put Lunsford at the line now for two shots. As looks like number 20, Destiny Timberlake's going to check in now. She'll check in for Free, as Chambers will come out for the Cougars. Courtney Hunt will see her first action, as Carthen will check in for Johnson. Johnson, very great for opening quarter and first 2.5 minutes here of the second quarter. I believe she's got 6 or 8 points now, as Lunsford's first shot will clank off iron, no good.
She's just, she's just undeniable. She's finding ways to get the ball in her hands, creating opportunities for her and her teammates. So, great job by Raven Johnson.
Lunsford's second shot's good. Averett maintaining a 25-17 lead now with just over 7 minutes remaining before the half. See if the Pride look to get the ball inside here. Are looking inside as Joseph will drive the lane. She's going to be fouled there by Wieters, as she took Wieters off the dribble, and Wieters tried to come from behind for the block, but good job there by Joseph to recover. That will be Wieters' first foul of the game, first team foul of the quarter, as Sabria Joseph will step to the line now for two shots. Joseph's first shot clanks off iron, no good. Joseph shooting 60% from the line this year. 18 of 30, now 18 of 31. As her second shot attempt will be up, and that will find nothing but net. Greensboro sticking with the press now. Ball comes into Scott. She'll up fake, gets it up to Hunt. They'll look to push. 24 on the shot clock, spin move. Good job there by Hunt to break the press. Lunsford now with the ball. Shot clock winding down. 15. That's going to be stolen away there by Mitchell. And it's stolen back there by Lunsford. As there'll be a shot there by Wieters. No good. Good hustle play there by Courtney Scott. New shot clock now for the Cougars. Scott with the ball, looking to go inside to Wieters. Does maintain possession, kicks it over to Carthen. She'll put up a jumper off iron, no good. As they'll be pulled down by Joseph. She'll push the tempo now, splits the lane, drives, puts up a runner, and good. That's going to be a foul now on the Pride. I believe they're going to get 21. Shayasia Daly, that will be her first, team's third of the quarter. Lunsford trying to split two defenders there. Not necessarily the wisest thing when you're getting trapped, as that could have gone either way. As Hickson will check in now for Timberlake. Averett maintains a 25-20 lead. Haven't really got great shot attempts the last 2 or 3 possessions. Let's see if they swing the ball around and try to get an open look now. Ball goes into Carthen. Passes back to Scott. She'll put up a jumper from mid-range. No good. Pulled down by Lewis. Not a bad shot attempt there.
And that was a great job by Carthen. Just kind of set the screen to kind of get.
3-point attempt good for Joseph, as that will be the first made three-pointer of the day. That will pull the Pride within 25-23 of the Cougars. Averett needs a basket on this possession. Kicks it over to Hunt. Back to Lunsford. She'll drive. Kicks back out. Hunt will pull up the runner. No good. Grabs her offensive rebound there. Good hustle play. New 20-second shot clock as Lunsford will drive the lane. Puts up a runner. No good. Pulled down by Wieters. And she'll put it back up in for 2. That's what Wieters can do for you down in the low post at 6 foot. Up to Joseph. She'll look to drive. Nothing there. Kicks back out. Pass goes inside. I believe that's to Mitchell. She'll pull a nice Euro step there on Carthen, but misses the layup as that will be pulled down by Carthen. Good move there by Mitchell, in the lane.
Yep, nifty move. Curtis, she just has to finish that bucket at the rim.
Over to Lunsford. She looked to put up a 3, no good. Back out to Scott. She'll drive the lane. Puts up a layup and good. Good job there by Courtney Scott to protect the ball on the slash as she got a wide open look for 2. Daly drives the lane. Kicks it back out to Lewis. She'll put up the 3. Clanks off iron. No good. That will be chased down there by, I believe it's Mitchell. Mitchell making her presence known. Joseph with the ball now. Looked like she might have picked up her dribble there, or her back foot, as that will be stolen away by Carthen. She'll push the tempo here. Carthen now with the ball, slows it down, gets it out to Lunsford. That's going to go down as an offensive foul there on Hunt. Definitely pushed off there. Good call there by the official, as Johnson will check back in now for the Cougars. Texan will check in as well. And I believe that was Shea Robinson checking in for the Pride again. Pride ball over here just beside their bench, as Wieters and Courtney Scott were checked out there for the Cougars. Almost stolen away there by Johnson. Lewis looks to drive, puts up a runner, doesn't hit anything. Pulled down there by Carthen. Don't think it was tipped. Lunsford now with the ball. Averett leading 29-23, just over 3 minutes left. 3-point attempt here from Lunsford. Nothing but net from Carthen.
Great shot there by Lunsford. Seeing the defender wasn't closing out fast enough. Got the shot up and knocked down.
As Daly's attempt's going to be blocked by Carthen, but a good job there by Daly to rebound. As Lewis will put up a jumper here, top of the key, no good. Pulled down by Carthen, as that's going to be stolen away there, I believe, by Daly into the hands of Danielle Armstrong, as she's going to get fouled and will head to the line for 2 shots. That foul will go down on, I believe, Courtney Hunt. That'll be her second foul, team's third, I believe. As that will put Armstrong at the line now for 2 shots. Chambers will check back in for the Cougars. Hunt will check out with 2 fouls. Tough break there by Carthen as try to go behind the back between 3 defenders, and percentages tell you that play is probably not going to work, as the first free throw attempt is going to be up by Armstrong and good. It looks like Scott's going to get ready to check back in. Second shot, no good. Pulled down by Johnson. It'll be brought up here by Chambers. Yeah, definitely not the move you want to make there at mid-court between 3 defenders. Kicked over to Lunsford. She'll drive, puts up a runner. Off iron, no good. Pulled down by Carthen. She'll put one up, and she'll get fouled. I believe they're going to get Armstrong there with the foul.
And that was just a great job there by Carthen to fight for the extra rebound, create a second chance, and draw the foul.
As that will be Armstrong's first foul. I believe that's the team's 4th of the quarter. It is, as Carthen will step to the line now. Her first shot will clank off the front of the rim, no good. Cougars shooting just over 63% from the line, as Carthen's second shot will find the bottom of the net. She'll check out now. Wieters will check in, and Joseph will check in now for the Pride. Averett leading 33-24. Just over 2:30 remaining here, just before the half. Brooke Kinley now in for the Pride. Jumper by Joseph, no good. Pulled down there by Wieters. Good rebound there with 3 defenders around her.
Yep. Now we see Janice Chambers pushing the ball up the court. And just going to the bench, these girls have come off the bench and played well today. They've come in and contributed to their team. Excellent.
Good look there by Chambers into the hands of Wieters as she's going to get fouled. I believe they're going to get Shea Robinson for her first. That will be the team's 5th. Wieters, though, will step to the line as it was a shooting foul. As Courtney Mitchell and Katie Lewis check back now in for the Pride. Wieters at the line for 2 shots now. Wieters' first shot, no good. Shooting just under 54% for the year. As her second free throw attempt will be up. Planks off iron, no good. Pulled down by Hickson. She'll get it up. Pride pushed the tempo up to Lewis. She'll look to drive, puts up a runner in the lane, no good. As that will be pulled down by Wieters. I don't know if that hit backboard or rim. Just off mark. Lunsford now with the 3. Clanks off iron, no good. Pulled down by Johnson. She'll put up a shot. Thought she might have got fouled, but the official was probably saying the ball got hit before she went up. As that will go out of bounds. Possession stays with the Cougars. Minute 49 remaining now. Texan to inbound the ball here. Good defensive play there by Lewis, I believe is who it was. Ball comes into Johnson. Kicks it over to Texan. She'll put up a jumper. Off iron, no good. Pulled down by Lewis. Lewis looks to push the tempo. As the Pride will wisely pull it out here, set up the offense. I believe that's Jeffries with the ball. Now over to Hickson. Joseph with the ball. Defended by Lunsford. She'll drive. Puts up a shot. Blocked by Wieters. Grabs her rebound, though. Puts up a layup. And that'll be pulled down for a rebound by Wieters. Good block there by Wieters. But a great play there by Joseph to grab the rebound and get a look at a layup.
Yep.
Averett now with the ball. 3-point attempt by Chambers. Off iron, no good. Pulled down by Hickson. Hickson will push it, and she's going to be fouled by Lunsford. Not the foul there you want if you're Coach Diop there by Lunsford, and she'll pick up her second foul now. That'll be the 14th foul as Scott will check in now for Lunsford, who checks out with 2 fouls. Daly will check in now for the Pride. Averett with 14 fouls now in the quarter. Not a wise foul there if you're Lunsford to get your second foul right before halftime.
Yep. Rolling into the half. But Lunsford's been playing hard all night. Like I said earlier, it's been an aggressive game, so there's been a lot of hand checking and stuff going on. So she just has to watch those fouls later on in the game.
3-point attempt here from Lewis. Off iron, pulled down by Daly. She'll split the lane. Defended by Wieters. Jumper by Mitchell. I don't know if that was tip. A good rebound there by Wieters. She'll push it up to Scott. Scott runs the court. Puts up a jumper. Nothing but net. Good up fake there.
That was a tough
shot. Great defense there by the Pride. But
that was a tough
tip your
shot.
cap there to Scott making that right at the free throw line. 15 seconds now on the clock. Ball goes into Hickson. It's going to be tipped away out of bounds. Possession stays with the Pride. 10.7 on the clock. Averett up 35-24.
And I'm just still in awe about that shot. That was a tough shot by Courtney Scott with the contestant, and just to stop and pull it up right there at the free throw line. That was a great shot.
Ball now into Daly. Clock winding down. Just over 6 seconds. Daly looks to drive on Chambers. Puts up a runner, and she's going to be fouled by Chambers. I do believe Chambers got her with the arm there. Good call by the officials. That'll be Chambers first, team's fifth. So that will put Daly at the line now for 2 shots. 2.5 seconds remaining here in the first half. Daly's shot attempt finds the bottom of the net, 35-25. Pride with an opportunity here to pull within 10 of the Cougars just before halftime. Second shot attempt off iron, no good. Going to be tipped away. Possession goes to the Cougars. 1.3 seconds left. You have to guess Averett's not going to get a great look at the basket here, but probably will get a last-second heave. As ball comes into Chambers, and she'll wisely just hold it. As we'll head to the halftime now. Averett leading 35-25 over the Greensboro College Pride. I know if you're Coach Abby Diop, you got to be impressed with your team's play here early. A lot of things going your way. I know you can play a little more tight defense down on the defensive half as Sabria Joseph had quite the game here, slashing from the left side into the lane for a couple easy runners. But Katie Lewis, one of the top players in the conference, I believe the Cougars have held her, I don't know, I think 2 to 4 points right now. I don't have the stats just yet, but good defensive half on Lewis.
And the Cougars just been playing pesty defense, not giving up. You see Raven Johnson fighting for extra rebounds and offensive and defensive rebounds down low. She's not giving up. She's determined. Carthen facing you up, giving you great shots, and Lunsford and Courtney Scott just playing their game, catching their groove, and being consistent with what they do.
Cougars with 3 players in with 2 fouls as Courtney Hunt, Kiera Smith, and Cameron Lunsford both picked up 2 fouls in the first half, while Ashley Freed, the only one for the Pride with 2 fouls. So Greensboro in excellent position foul-wise as they'll head into the half. We're going to take a brief break. When we come back, we'll have some halftime stats and second half action here from the Grant Center as the Averett University Cougars take on the Greensboro College Pride. And welcome back as we get ready here for second half action. We'll go over a couple of first quarter stats here for you. First for the Greensboro College Pride. Sabria Joseph leading all scorers now with 8 points. Katie Lewis with 6, Ashley Free with 4, and Diasia Hickson with 3, as well as Shay Robinson with 2, and then Danielle Armstrong and Shaija Daly each with a point apiece. Hickson, team high 6 rebounds there in the first half. And then Pride shooting just over 24% for the opening half. 60% from the free throw line. Did control a 9-5 turnover margin in their favor, and then flipping over to the Cougars. Lunsford tied with a game high 8 points. Raven Johnson with 7 points, 5 rebounds. Genesis Wieters 6.7 rebounds, and Courtney Scott with 6 points, and Brooke Carthen with 5. Kira Smith is 3 points as well. Wieters with a game high 3 assists right now, so something you want to see out of your post player there. And then Cameron Lunsford with 2 assists. Averett did finish the first half shooting just over 43% from the field, so with a 14.3 three-point percentage, you know a lot of those points came in the paint with close open looks. So Averett able to take advantage of those shots when they weren't at the three-point line, as finishing the half. Both teams shot 2 of 15 to get combined from the first half.
Yep. And coming out in the second half, both teams have to get themselves established. The Pride have to knock down a couple more shots, and the Cougars have to maintain and keep the tempo that they've established early on, keep scoring baskets, keep fighting for the loose balls. And the Pride, they just have to come out harder, stronger, and we should have an interesting half of basketball.
Will be Pride ball here to start the second half. Averett up 35-25. They'll come out with Lewis, Daly, Hickson, Free, and I believe that's Joseph. Averett will counter here with Smith, Carthen, Wieters, Johnson, and Scott. Coach Diop electing to go back with Smith to start the second half over Lunsford. Ball goes into Lewis. She'll put up a shot over Wieters, pulled down by Carthen. Good job there by Wieters to contest that shot. Made it a difficult play for Lewis. Ball goes up to Smith. Looks inside of Wieters. Not there. Good defense by Hickson. As he'll come back out to Scott, she'll set up the offense. Cougars looking to get the ball inside today. Swings it over to Smith. Inside, had Scott wide open under the basket, but she'll kick it out. Scott looked to take the three, but didn't. Pulls it in, puts in a runner. 2 Wieters off iron, no good. Comes to Scott, she'll put up the jumper and in. Another beneficial play there by the Cougars as it got tipped around, but lands in the arms of Scott, who puts up about a 6-footer on the wing, or on the baseline, excuse me. Hickson will drive, puts up a layup off iron, good. Job there by Hickson to use the left hand to get to the rim. Scott now with the ball for the Cougars. Trying to look inside to Johnson. Good job there by Johnson to maintain possession. As Scott will drive, kicks it over to Smith. She'll put up the 3, off iron, no good. Pulled down by Joseph as Greensboro push the tempo here. Joseph out to Free. Kicks it over to Smith, or Lewis, excuse me. She'll put up a 3, pulled down by Johnson. Scott now with the ball, stolen away by Lewis there. Dove on by Hickson, as that will be a jump ball. Possession will go back to the Cougars. Bad pass there by Scott as she tried to force that in there. As it looks like 2 posts at the top here, as Scott's trying to get into the post, and looks like they're trying to kick out to the wings to get open shots, but the Pride doing a good job of fronting the pass there.
Yep, and they came back out in the second half with a little more sense of urgency, with a little more intensity, so now they're applying pressure to the Cougars. Let's see how the Cougars respond.
Scott now with the ball. New shot clock for the Cougars. Goes inside, stolen away there by Hickson. She'll ride the lane, and fouled hard by Scott. Hickson down on the floor right now as she was fouled hard from behind by Scott. That will be Scott's first foul of the game, first of the quarter for the Cougars.
Checking up the Cougars, number 21, Cameron Lunsford.
As she'll check out now, Lunsford will check in. Coach Diop talking to her point guard here, as those are two bad passes there you don't want to see.
Yep.
As Hickson will step to the line now for 2 shots. Scott will be back in here shortly, though, as she is the Swiss Army knife of the Cougars, does it all.
Yep. And Scott, she's young. She just has to understand the highs and lows of the game, the ebbs and flows, as Coach Cleve Adams would say. So she just has to understand those bad passes are going to happen. But you have to, how do you respond? How do you come back and capitalize? And that's what Coach looked like she was kind of talking to her about over there on the sideline.
Yes. As the first shot from Hickson is going to be off iron, no good. Second shot attempt up. Clanks off iron, no good. Pulled down by Lewis. Kicks it out to Free for the 3. Nothing but net from Lewis. As that will be the second three-point attempt of the game three-point made field goal three-pointer for the Pride. Carthen with the ball now. She'll put up a jumper just inside the three-point line. Clanks off iron, no good. Pulled down by Joseph. She'll push it up to Lewis. Running the table. She'll put it off glass, no good. That'll be tipped out of bounds there by Lewis. And it'll come back to the Pride. Good play there, though, tipped away by Smith. Good play there by Smith, though, because if that comes back down to Lewis, it's probably an easy 2 points. But I got to applaud the hustle there by Carthen, as didn't necessarily touch the ball or anything, but probably applied just enough pressure to mess Lewis up on the attempt. Ball now into Joseph. She'll back in on Johnson. Kicks it out to Hickson. Kicks it over to Daly. She'll put up the 3 over Scott, and that will find nothing but net. Greensboro's connected on back-to-back three-pointers now. They'll pull within 37-33 of Averett. Lunsford with the ball, defended by Free. Averett needs a basket on this possession. Lunsford kicks out to Smith. Smith will drive, nothing. Stolen away there by Daly. She'll look to push, pulls it down, gets it up to Free. Free now with the ball. She'll drive on Lunsford, puts up the shot, and blocked away there by Cameron Lunsford as it will go out of bounds. Possession will stay with the Pride. Don't normally see that out of the 5'4" Lunsford, but a good job there to get her hand up on the ball.
Yep, definitely. And that refers back to the fashionista I was talking about earlier from freshman, from the guard, Cameron Lunsford.
As Lewis's pass will come into Hickson, she'll find nothing but the bottom of the net. 2-point ball game now. 8-0 run here for the Pride. Lunsford now with the ball. She'll look to drive as they're going to get called. She's going to get called with an offensive foul. Probably a good call there. She did drop the shoulder. That will be her third. As you'd have to guess, they're going to have a sub here as I believe Coach Diop's going to call timeout. 2 fouls now here by the Cougars as we're going to have a full called timeout. Looks like Lunsford will remain in the game. We're going to take a brief break. When we come back, we'll have the rest of the third quarter.
I think me being involved with SAC, along with my involvement with the men's soccer team, has made my experience at Averett amazing. At first, I didn't really want to get involved around campus, but since jumping in the deep end, I feel like I've had a brilliant experience, and me being able to help Averett whilst Averett's helping me is probably the best experience.
And welcome back to the Grant Center as both teams take the floor here following the timeout. Greensboro on an 8-0 run here, 10-2 to open the quarter.
And we see the Cougars here kind of going with the bigger lineup where you got Johnson, Waiters, and Carthen here on the floor. You got Kiara Smith, kind of a bigger guard, and Denise Chamber, a veteran senior guard here. So just kind of the bigger lineup here for the Cougars.
Lewis now with the ball, defended by Carthen, kicks it over to Free. She'll make a move, puts up a jumper. That will clink off iron, pulled down by Wieters. Carthen now with the ball here in the front court. Carthen looking to make a move, kicks it out to Chambers. She'll pull it out, kicks out to Carthen. Carthen will put up a 3 off iron, no good. That will be tipped away by Greensboro, out of bounds. Possession stays with the Cougars here. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Chambers will take out the ball now. Pass comes in to Smith. Smith defended by Free. Over to Chambers, kicks it back over to Smith. She'll put up a deep 3-point attempt, clanks off iron, pulled down by Joseph. Daly now pushes the tempo up to Lewis, defended by Smith. Scott will get ready to check back in now for the Cougars. Daly looked like she took a couple steps there at the top of the key, but doesn't call it. 3-point attempt by Lewis. And that will be Greensboro lead now, 38-37 off the pass from Daly.
And you see the Pride come back out to the second half with a little more intensity. They went and got in the locker room and got that pep talk, and you see they come out and they're making the push here.
Jumper by Carthen off iron, no good. And that's going to stay with the Cougars. Good hustle there by Carthen to tip it off a Greensboro player, as Scott will check in now for Smith. 5:15 remaining here in the third quarter. I believe that's Greensboro's first lead of the game.
And they seem like they're just coming back out playing with a little more intensity.
As they're going to call a jump ball there. Good defense there by Hickson on Carthen, as that will go to the Pride.
And basketball is a game of runs. The Cougars had their run in the first and second quarter here. You kind of see the Pride kind of sparking up a run here in the third quarter early on.
Hickson now with the ball, looks inside to Lewis. Wisely hangs on to it. Over to Free, defended by Scott. Almost tipped away there by Carthen. Back out to Free. She'll look to make a move. Pulls it back out, comes off the screen. Defended by Scott. Good job there by Scott to recover. Offensive rebound there by Free, but unable to come down with it completely as it will bounce out of bounds. Possession goes to the Cougars. Good job there by Scott to recover on the defense. Forced a tough shot, but Free, an excellent athletic play to grab the offensive rebound. Up to Chambers. Comes off the screen from Johnson, kicks it over to Wieters. Looking inside. Scott now puts up the 3-point attempt. Off iron, pulled down by Wieters. She'll put up the jumper, no good. That will be rebounded by Scott. She'll put up a jumper, and she'll be fouled on the play.
And that was a great rebound there by Wieters. Just using the length, using the height advantage, wingspan advantage, and just going up and snatching down the rebound.
That will be the first foul there on the Pride this quarter, as it will go down on Katie Lewis, her first. As Destiny Timberlake will check in now for the Pride. Sabria Joseph will check out. Courtney Scott now at the line for 2 shots. First shot's good. That will even us up at 38-38. Looking to put our team back on top here with a second free throw. Second attempt is good. Up to Timberlake. Over to Jeffries. Free now with the ball, defended by Scott. Scott, one of the Cougars' probably top defenders, as Hickson will drive on Johnson, puts up a tough runner and in. Looked like Johnson had a lot of that ball when she went up, but Hickson managed to muscle that one up and in.
Yep, great defense by Johnson, just a tough bucket there by the Pride.
As that will go down as a foul there on Hickson. Randy Tuggle wanted an offensive foul there, but probably could have gone both ways. Looked like Carthen might have dropped the elbow, but it looked like Hickson got up under her first and initiated the contact. Greensboro up 40-39 now. Chambers with the ball, passes it inside to Wieters. Wieters will drive, puts up a runner, off iron, no good. Pulled down there, I believe that's Free, as she'll push the tempo. Free wisely pulls it out, kicks it over to Lewis. Lewis will drive, kicks it over to Timberlake. She'll put up the 3, no good. Pulled down there by Hickson, as she was able to box out Johnson down below. 3:20 on the clock now. New 20-second shot clock, 10 remaining though. As Lunsford's getting ready to check back in here for the Cougars. Three-point attempt here by, or two-point attempt there, excuse me, by Free as the ref says her foot was on the line as that was pulled down by the Cougars. Averett needs a basket on this possession. Over to Carthen. She'll look to make a move. Comes off the screen from Wieters. Puts up a jumper off iron. No good. That'll be chased down by, I believe it was Timberlake and Wieters, but it will land off Timberlake and remain Averett ball. Lunsford will check in now, sends out Chambers, as well as I believe that was Sabria Joseph and Courtney Mitchell checking in for the Pride. Carthen with the ball, looks to drive, splits two defenders, puts up the runner, no good, as that will be pulled down there by Hickson. A lot of contact under there, but no call, as that will come. Late call there, as I don't necessarily agree with that one, but they're going to get a foul there, I believe, on Courtney Scott on Sabria Joseph. That will be Scott's second foul, as that will send Sabria Joseph to the line. Texan will check in now for Carthen. Don't necessarily agree with that call if you're not going to call a contact for Carthen at the other end.
And officiating in turnovers has kind of been the theme of this quarter. You see a lot of loose balls, a lot of instances where the Zebras, the referees, officiating crew, just calling tough buckets, 50-50 calls every time.
As Joseph will miss the first, make the second. Greensboro up 41-39 now. Ball over to Texan. She'll look to drive, puts up a jumper. Off iron, no good. Pulled down there by Free. Good looking attempt there by Texan. Pushes it. Runner there by, I believe it was Jeffries. Stolen back there by the Greensboro Pride. Free now with the ball. Averett's got to do a better job of possessing the ball this quarter. As Joseph will drive. Good defense there by Wieters. Pulled down by Scott. She'll push the tempo. Look at a split two defenders. She'll pull up from two. And that will go down as a foul there. She'll head to the line for two shots.
And the Cougars have been great in transition tonight. They've been getting up the floor, getting shots, and passing the ball around. They came back after this first half a little flat here. You see the results is the Pride take the lead 41-39. But here for the closing minutes in the third quarter and opening up the fourth quarter, the Cougars have to pick up the pace here.
First shot no good by Scott. Second shot was good. Foul called there on number 42, Courtney Mitchell, her first. Ball passed ahead to Joseph, tipped away there by Scott. Almost looked like Joseph took an extra step there when she originally took off. But Lewis and Daly will check back now in for the Pride. Long first step there, I thought. Could have possibly gone down to the travel.
And like we've been talking about, they've been making these 50-50 calls out here all this afternoon.
Ball now to Timberlake, kicks it over to Daly, defended by Lunsford. Over to Free, she'll put up a jumper. Off iron, no good. Chased down there by Scott. Good job to box out Lewis. She'll get up ahead to Texan. Texan will put up the layup and in.
And that was a nice finish with the left. Take it away from the defender and secure the bucket.
Good job there by Scott to read that pass up front and kick it up ahead to Texan. And the senior wisely was able to put that one in. Lewis now with the ball, over to Free. Free will drive, comes off the screen, kicks it over to Daly, nothing open. Looking to go inside. Cross-court pass, 4-3. I believe that was Timberlake.
That was a great pass, cross-court, and better shot.
42-41 lead, or 44-42 lead now for the Pride. Pass goes inside to Wieters. Looking to make a move. Over to Scott, she'll drive. Cross up. Wisely gets that up to Lunsford, as they're going to get called for a foul there on the Pride. I believe that's Timberlake. That will be her first, team's fourth of the quarter. Tough play there as Timberlake was trying to dive for the loose ball. Correction, that will be the fifth team foul of the quarter. So that should put Cameron Lunsford at the line now for two shots. Correction, We only had 4 team fouls now, so Book managing to correct that one. Just over 25 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Ball comes into Wieters. Kicks it over to Texan. Texan will drive. Kicks it out to Scott for 3. Off iron, no good. Pulled down by Wieters. Might have got away with an over the back call there. As we got just over 10 seconds remaining. Lunsford now with the ball. She'll look to make a move. Splits 2 defenders and puts up the runner. That will be the 5th foul now as she'll head to the line for 2 shots. Crafty play there by Lunsford as that will go down as a foul on Courtney Mitchell, her 2nd.
And that was a great step through. Just stepped through the defenders, used her elusiveness and got through the defenders and almost got the and 1.
You're right, almost managed to get that up off the glass, but caught too much of the rim and unable to get up and in. As Lunsford's first shot attempt will be up and good. Chance to tie the game here at 44-44 if she can make this one. 6.4 seconds remaining.
You have to commend the Pride for coming out there in the second half, bringing a little more intensity to the game. They fixed all their mistakes, seeing that they were, where they were lacking it in certain areas, and they have made major improvements.
As that won't go down as an attempt, as Lunsford's 2nd free throw attempt managed to find the bottom of the net. We'll head to the 4th quarter, tied 44-44. Greensboro, great job there, able to overcome a 10-point halftime deficit to, I think took up to a 4-point lead at one point there in the third quarter. Averett rebounding there late, though, to even the game now at 44-44. It's going to come down. Whoever wins the 4th quarter is going to come home with this one. So,
yeah, and like I've been saying all afternoon, basketball is a game of runs. Who's going to establish themselves on their runs and be consistent towards the end of the game?
I know from a spectator standpoint right now, momentum probably in my mind still sticks with the Pride a little bit, but Averett able to slow that momentum a little bit late in the end of the third quarter.
And momentum can shift suddenly. You can have a 2-possession, where you get a turnover or a teammate gets a major steal or a transition point. So let's just see how this momentum plays out and how it switches between the two teams to close out the game here in the last closing 10 minutes.
I'd say point of emphasis right now are if you're the Cougars defensively, you got to take away that 3-point right now. Force Greensboro to pound the ball inside and convert on layups. Where if you're Averett right now, haven't shot great here in the second half, so anybody's game right now. But if you're the Cougars, you got to come out and hit some shots early, get some momentum going your way.
Yep.
Averett not necessarily a knockdown team from 3. Do have the ability though.
Yep. And we see the Cougars are going with that killer lineup, if you will. All the main scorers, their dominant players are on the floor right here to close out the 4th quarter.
Greensboro will counter with their starting lineup. They will get the ball here to start the 4th quarter. Free defended by Scott. Over to Hicks, and she'll put up a 3-point attempt. No good. Pulled down by Wieters. Tough opponent to shoot over there in Wieters. As that will come up to Lunsford. She'll look to push. No good. Good look there by Wieters, but missed layup by Johnson. Had plenty of time to slow herself down on that one, but kind of rushed the attempt.
Great pass there by Wieters. Just a great pass.
Up to Joseph. She'll put up the basket and good.
That's by Joseph.
Almost money from mid-range for Joseph. Great touch around the rim.
She was having a monster game here, a great game here in the first quarter. She's kind of picking that rhythm back up.
Carthen now with the ball, looks to drive. She'll put up a jumper, and she's going to get the foul called as looked like Hicks embodied her a little bit.
And you see Carthen there with that, crossover that kind of just lulls you to sleep. You're following the ball, and then she just faces you up and knocks down the shot.
Carthen now to the line for 2 shots. Veteran savvy play. As looked like Coach Tuggle was kind of arguing that she acted on that one a little bit. Can't quite disagree, but call going in the Cougars' favor. First shot attempt, clanks off iron, no good. Almost got the bounce to go there.
Yep, that rolled in and out.
Going to have to make free throws late in this one. Second shot attempt is good. As we mentioned pregame, Carthen did move into 4th place on the all-time scoring list last game. Just under 1,300 points for her career. Almost stolen away there by Carthen. Jumper by Lewis. Clanks off iron and bounces in.
Pass by Lewis.
Greensboro now with a 3-point advantage, 48-45. Scott with the ball. She'll come off the screen, looks inside to Wieters. Wieters will put up a jumper, no good. Tipped off Wieters and out of bounds. That will go to the Greensboro College Pride.
Yep. And Wieters just uses her height advantage, just gets her arms up over the defenders and puts the ball up. Surprised there wasn't a foul called in that situation.
Hickson now with the ball. Kicks it over to Daly. Daly will swing it. It looks like they're going to get Carthen with a foul there as she kind of ran Hickson over. As a jumper by Free bounces in. 50-45 lead now for the Pride. 3rd place in the USA South Conference on the line today. Up to Scott. Looks to go inside to Lunsford as they're going to get a foul called for Lunsford as they're going to get Free with a hold there. That will be her 3rd personal. As Smith will check in now for Carthen. Ball came in to Wieters, kicks it back out to Smith. Scott will drive the lane, stolen away there by Joseph, I believe. Joseph will push the tempo, drives on Smith. Good job by Smith to cut off the lane, though. As Greensboro will pull it out now and set up the offense. Daly kicks it over to Joseph, back out to Daly. Looking for Free, goes inside to Hickson. That's going to go off Hickson's foot, stolen away. Wieters will come out with the ball. As Averett was able to benefit from that bounce on that one. Lunsford now with the ball. Over to Smith. Smith looks to drive. Might have got away with a push there. She drives the lane, puts up a runner. Might have been blocked, I believe, by Lewis. As it's Lewis is going to push the tempo now. She'll put up a runner, and that will find the bottom of the net.
That was a great transition shot by Lewis.
Greensboro up 52-45. Averett needing a basket on this possession to slow the run. Scott now with the ball. She'll put up a jumper from the top of the key. No good. They'll be chased down by Daly. Over to Joseph. She'll push the tempo up to Free. Free will put up a 3-point attempt. Off iron, no good. Pulled down by Lewis. She came out between 2 defenders with that one. Daly now with the ball, defended by Lunsford. Inside to Hickson. 3-point attempt here by Lewis, nothing but net. Timeout by Greensboro College as they take a 10-point lead now, 55-45. As you mentioned earlier, game of runs. Greensboro coming out with a 10-point run here to open, 11-1 run here to open the start of the 4th quarter. And Coach Dayoff, you got to talk to your team right now. You slow this down, get it into a half-court game. Greensboro wants to push the tempo, get some open looks, but got to slow it down, settle for some better shots, and start converting on attempts.
Definitely, and like the game, it's a game of runs. So getting in, kind of strapping, getting the game plan, rotating the players, and switching through the lanes. The Cougars just have to settle down, kind of find their rhythm back and get back in here in this game.
As Lewis checks out now for the Pride. I know if you're Coach Tuggle, you're telling your team, keep pushing the tempo, keep looking for open shots. Ball comes into Scott. Looks down to Carthen. She'll put up a runner off the lane and good. Good look there by good give and go action there from Scott and Carthen. Averett needing stops now on defense. Free with the ball, defended by Scott. Kicks it down in the corner to Hickson, back out top. Daly done a good job today of distributing the ball. And she gets it over to Free. Free makes a good hesitation move, and she'll get a chance for an and one now. Fouled by Smith. Good move there. That will be the third foul for Smith. As Free will head to the line now for the and one. Good hesitation move there.
Yep. Part of the guard position, you have to be able to create shots, and that was a nice, savvy, swifty move by her.
As the free throw's up and good. 11-point lead now for the Pride. Lunsford now with the ball, looks to drive, kicks it out to Scott. She'll put up the three-point attempt. Off iron, no good. Pulled down by Carthen. Her layup attempt will be no good. And rebound will go to Hickson, but we'll have a jump ball. Possession going back to the Cougars. Averett just not able to convert right now from three-point range. Have had some great open looks there, though, as that was a great look for Scott.
Yep.
Inbound here from Smith. And she'll get it into Scott. Athletic play to control that one. She'll drive, put up a runner in the paint, and good.
Yep. And she's kind of got that Russell Westbrook pull up, kind of get to the lane, and she can stop on a dime and get up and get the ball in the air.
Daly with the ball, defended by Lunsford. Kicks it over to Timberlake. Back over to, I believe it's Joseph. Joseph will look to drive, spins, kicks back out to Free. 10 on the shot clock. Free now will drive, or Joseph, drives the lane up and in. Chambers will check in, or head to check in for the Cougars. Lunsford with the ball. 4:36 remaining in this one. Averett down by 11. Lunsford drives, puts up a runner off the lane, no good. Controlled by Carthen. Scott will drive the lane, puts up a runner off glass and no good. As she'll head to the line for two shots here. As they're going to get Hickson for her fourth foul. As Lewis will check in now for Hickson. And Chambers will check in for Smith. Scott at the line for two shots.
Courtney Scott.
Need to convert at the free throw line now if you're the Cougars. As Scott's first shot's good. 60-50 lead here. Chance to pull within 10. Second shot attempts up and nothing but net. Ball comes into Daly. Cougars looking to apply a little full court pressure. Free now with the ball. Kicks it over to Lewis, defended by Scott. Good job there by Lunsford to help out on that one as Lewis came running wide open along the baseline. Had an open look, but Lunsford reading the help call from Scott got out there on the defense. Greensboro ball here. Lewis on the inbound gets it into Free, defended by Scott. Tipped away, but lands in the hands of Joseph. She'll dish it off to Daly, looking inside of Free. Elects to pull it back out. She'll drive though. Puts up a runner off iron, no good. Pulled down by Timberlake as they're going to call a jump ball as the shot clock went off. No reset there, but the ball did touch the rim, so possession will go back to the Pride. Officials meeting to discuss if the shot clock should be at 20 or 30. Shot clock will stay at 20 because it was an offensive rebound. Lewis looks to get it in, gets into the Daly, kicks it over to Joseph. Pride doing a good job of moving the ball here in the second half. Quick movement has found a lot of wide open looks as that's going to be an illegal screen there on Lewis. I thought it was. Got to give her a step and bodied her. That will be her second, team's third. Team's fourth, correction. Chambers passes it in here to Scott. Kicks it over to Lunsford, back to Johnson. Looking inside, nothing. Gets it back out to Scott. She'll put up the three-point attempt off iron, no good. Pulled down by Lewis, but lands in the hands of Carthen, and we're going to have a defensive foul. As they're going to get Sabria Joseph for her second foul. That'll be the team's fifth. Should be 2 shots now. As Johnson will step to the line now for 2 shots.
Raven Johnson at the line for the Cougars.
Johnson at the line for 2 free throw attempts. Planks off iron, no good. Johnson's second attempt here. Up, finds the bottom of the net. 8-point lead now.
Yep.
Averett needs stops here on defense, as that was nearly thrown away. Good job there by Daly to recover as that gets up. Good full court pass up to Joseph, 4-2. Ball comes into Carthen. Averett pushed the tempo up to Lunsford. She'll drive, spins around, puts up a layup off glass and good. Good spin move there by Lunsford.
Great footwork there in the paint. She was aware of the defenders. Great.
Averett electing to press right now. Greensboro wisely gets it up though, as they'll slow it down now. 2:50 remaining on the clock. Inside of Free. She'll pull it back out. 7 on the shot clock. Comes off the screen. She drives, and that's going to be tied up by Lunsford. Great defensive stop there by Lunsford.
Yeah, you see the intensity on her face. She was like, come on, what kind of call is that? So great intensity by the Cougars to fight back here with 2 minutes and 35 seconds left on the clock.
As possession will go to the Cougars. And Greensboro will elect to call a timeout here as they can feel momentum sliding back towards the Averett way.
And, you know, basketball's a game to run. The Cougars kind of try to get their hands in the pot and kind of stir the situation that they have here and keep going to push through to get the win, to come out with the win. Excuse me.
Be sure to wear pink if you are attending tomorrow's game. And tomorrow the Play for K game right here at the Grand Center.
And it will be Cougars ball here with 2:35 here remaining in the fourth quarter. 5-2 foul advantage now for Greensboro, as any foul by the Pride will put the Cougars at the line. So got to be happy if you're Averett on that. You got that going in your favor here. Carthen now with the ball, kicks it out to Scott. She'll put up a basket. No good. Pulled down by Carthen. She'll put up a basket and good. Good job there by Carthen to gain the rebound and wisely put it right back up and in.
And you need those tough buckets here at the end of the game, so great tough bucket there by Carthen.
As they're going to call a foul there on Zanice Chambers, her second. Official saying she hit Daly in the head. 6-point lead here. Hickson will check in now for Timberlake. Averett needing a stop on this possession. Basket on the next possession. Turn this into a very interesting game with just over 2 minutes remaining. 6-point lead here for Greensboro. Daly defended by Zanice Chambers. Daly drives, kicks over to Hickson, puts up the layup and good. Good drive there by Daly, finding Hickson wide open.
Yep, and that was a great D by Zanice Chambers. Brooke Carthen kind of got confused on the switch there, but great defense there by Zanice Chambers.
Jumper by Carthen, pulled down by Free, but stolen away by Scott, as her layup's going to end out and no good. Ball will bounce around, but remain Cougars ball. 18 on the clock. Good job there by Scott to come around the side of Free and steal it away, put up a shot. Ball will come in now to Lunsford.
Yep, and she forced the disruption of the pass, which in turn gave the Cougars back the ball.
Ball into Carthen, and they're going to get a foul call there, as that will go down on, I believe, Daly.
Yep. And these free throws are very vital here at the end of the game.
Shayaja Daly now, her second foul. Carthen will step to the line. Free throws pivotal at this point. Down by 8 points First free throw attempt off iron, no good.
And Carthen kind of cringes, makes a cringing face. She knows she needed to make that free throw there. It's dead silent here at the Grant Center.
Second attempt up and good. 7-point lead now for the Scots. Averett coming out in a full court press. Ball up to Hickson. She'll get it over the timeline. Stolen away by Lunsford. She'll push the tempo. Heads to the basket and up for 2 points. As Coach Tuggle is going to elect to call timeout. That'll be a full timeout. 5-point lead now for the Pride. 1:21 remaining here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that was a great turnover there by Lunsford. She seen the ball, projected the pass, stole it, and she come back down court and scored for the Cougar, which is big. They went on a nice little run here in the fourth quarter, with a minute and 21 to go. Let's see how this game plays out.
Fouls not in the Cougars' favor right now with 1:21 remaining, as they will have to foul 2 times to put the Pride at the line for free throw attempts. But Averett does have 5 fouls in their favor if Greensboro should foul, so 5-point ball game, anybody's game. The Cougars will need a defensive stop here. If you're Greensboro, I know if you're Coach Tuggle, you're telling your team you want to take the shot clock down as low as you possibly can and get a good look for a shot here. Don't necessarily need a 3-pointer. 2-point basket's big in this situation, as it will be Greensboro ball underneath the Averett basket right now. Cougars come out, full court press. 2-2-1 press here, defended by Chambers. Daly, she'll look to get it across, nearly kicked by Lunsford. Up to Free, defended by Carthen. Wisely pulled that out, thought about shooting it for a second, but wisely realized the time's crucial in this one and pulls it out. Over to Daly, back to Free. She'll put up the 3-point basket with time winding down on the shot clock. No good, as Johnson gathered that, but 2 Greensboro defenders were managed to corral her, and it tips out of bounds and goes to the Cougars.
Yep. And we're one possession away here, folks, from having a very close game with 55 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Coach Tuggle talking to Free right now about that shot attempt, telling her she had a wide open teammate on the wing. Averett electing to call timeout there. They will advance the ball. 55 seconds remaining in this one. As you can hear the band playing in the background here. Averett ball here just beside their bench. Carthen will throw it in. Comes into Lunsford. She gives it back to Carthen. Carthen will look to drive, kicks it out to Chambers. She'll put up a 3-point attempt. Off iron, no good. Good offensive rebound. 3-point attempt here by Carthen. Off iron, no good. And good rebound there by Daly, as they're going to get Scott with a foul there. She aggressively tried to tip that away from Daly. That will be Scott's 3rd foul, team's 4th. Smart play there, though, by Scott, as need possessions here. And if you can get away with a reach in that situation, Averett would have come out probably with that ball.
Checking in for the Cougars, number 20, Kiara Smith.
Smith will check in now for Lunsford. Looking to get a little bit more size in the lineup. Ball comes into Daly, defended by, as that's going to be kicked away by Scott. Good job.
And you see Kiara Smith projectile in the pass. She was about to jump it, but it went off the foot of Scott.
Cougars looking to trap right now, forcing a turnover. Ball comes into Daly. She wisely uses the sideline to her advantage, kicks it up to Hickson, and that will clank off iron. No good. Grabs the rebound, though, gets it up to Free. That's blocked by Smith, and it's going to go back towards the Cougars.
Oh, and the Cougars still have a fighting chance. Good way to force the turnover here at the end. The ball unfortunately rolled out for the Pride as she had the wide open shot. Let's see how the Cougars can capitalize off this here after the timeout.
30-second call timeout by Coach Diop. She'll elect to advance the ball. 22.8 remaining on the clock. 64-59 lead for the Pride. Still trying to figure out in my mind how she missed that layup, but I guess the gods are in Averett favor on that one. But great job though, even after the miss, to manage to get the offensive rebound, dove and got it to a teammate for a look as well.
Yep, the basketball guys definitely were in the Cougars' favors on that bucket, because that bucket definitely could have sealed the game away, but unfortunately it rolled out and gave the Cougars here a second chance.
Good play though there on the previous play by Daly to use the sideline and push the tempo. As Carthen will inbound now. Her pass will come into Scott. She'll put up a three-point attempt. Off iron, no good. Pulled down by Lewis. And they're going to get her for a travel call. 17.5 seconds remaining on the clock. Ball will go back to the Cougars.
Yep, and the Cougars just couldn't knock down. They had three-point chances. They've they could have brought the lead within range, but they just haven't been able to get shots here in the fourth.
As they're going to turn this one around, they're going to get a foul on Zanice Chambers. Thought that was a late call. Don't necessarily agree with the travel, but I don't think you can call a foul that late after you've already given possession to the Pride. That's going to be 2 shots here for Lewis. Chance to probably ice this one. Averett's going to need a quick 3 at the opposite end.
Katie Lewis at the line for the Pride.
And like you said, that was a very late call, questionable because of the timing of the call.
Lewis's free throw attempt is good. 65-59 lead. Second attempt finds the bottom of the net as well. Ball comes into Lewis. She'll look to get a 3-point attempt. Time winding down, 13 seconds. Her 3-point attempt off iron, no good. Pulled down by Lewis. She'll wisely pull it out. 5 winding down as Greensboro College is going to come out with a 66-59 victory. They managed to escape a 10-point halftime deficit to pull this one out. They're going to advance. They're going to improve to 8-4 now in conference. They'll even. While Averett's going to drop to 7-4. Greensboro will now advance to number 3 in the conference, jumping over the Cougars. Averett will now be 13-7 on the year. Greensboro 11-8. Still 6 games left in the year, so never know what can happen. But tough loss here at home for the Cougars. But I got to applaud the effort of the Pride, being down at 10 at halftime and coming out with a different intensity.
Yeah, definitely. They went in the locker room and they found themselves. I don't know what coach said to them at the half, but they came out with a little more fire. They was ready to go, and the Cougars just couldn't get shots to go down. They had great looks. They played great defense on defense and offense on both ends. Just couldn't get shots to not go down. So shouts out to the Pride for coming out, after the half and securing the win.
Well, that's going to do it for this one. We'll be back in action tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock as the Averett University women's team will be back in action as they'll host Pfeiffer University at 2 p.m. in USA South Conference action. I'm your host, Joseph Swanson. I want to thank Jacory Burley for joining me today.
It was a pleasure being here. Always fun watching Cougar basketball. Shout out to the ladies see can they come back tomorrow and get the dub.
Well, I want to thank you for coming out today. That's all for this one, and as always, go Cougars.